We're playing two today at Durham Field in this presentation of the South Atlantic Conference on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. Games 2 and 3 of this four-game set between Lenoir-Rhyne and Goldey-Beacom here in Hickory. Another gorgeous day. Bears took game 1 in resounding fashion last night, 5-0 over the Lightning. Only allowed 2 hits, hit 4 home runs in the game themselves. As we take a look now at our starting pitchers today for this game 1. It's a good matchup. Joshua Lanham gets his first home start of the season, reigning SAC Freshman of the Year. The numbers are really good, as you see there. 6-1, 2.25 ERA. These are last year's numbers. Already has 6 innings of work in this year and a win. 2.25 ERA, 181 opponent batting average, but the big numbers right there on the bottom. 90 strikeouts to only 10 walks. That was his 90 strikeouts were top 30 in the nation, and that was the best strikeout to walk ratio in Division II a year ago. Anthony DiMartino is more of a finesse lefty for Goldey-Beacom, but good numbers for him as well. 4-1, 3.97 ERA last year for the Lightning in their first ever NCAA tournament appearance. So we take a look at our position player head-to-head today for this game. And Garrett Musey, those are his 2021 numbers on the left. This is only Goldey-Beacom's second game of the year. Yesterday was their season opener, and Wade Kuda, who was the star of the show yesterday, 3 home runs, 4 RBIs, and his numbers in all of 2022 in 6 games are there on the right. Even 500, 4 homers, which is tied for number 1 in the country, 5 RBIs, and getting on base over half the time. As we take a look now at the numbers from yesterday's game, they weren't very pretty if you're Goldey-Beacom. Only 2 hits, struck out 15 times at the plate against the Bears. And LR, only 7 hits in the game, but 4 of them were home runs. 3 of them by Kuda and 1 of them by Drew Yanesta. As we take a look now at the keys to the game presented by Fry Regional Medical Center. And then for Joshua Lanham, head pitching coach Derek Beasley wants him to work off his fastball, throw his off-speed for strikes, and at the plate for the Bears, strong leading off the innings. As we now take a look quickly at the Goldey-Beacom starting lineup. Mostly the same names as yesterday, a few position changes. Johnny Campus was the DH yesterday, will catch game 1 today. Autry, who caught yesterday, will be the DH. But other than that, Maxwell, Musey, Meganson, Johnson, Marlon, Lindsay. The only change is Adam Slavin slots into third base for the Lightning. So Johnny Campus, the catcher, digs in. Joshua Lanham back at home here at Durham Field. Misses inside on the first pitch for ball 1. So we are underway. Another pristine February day. There's the off-speed for a strike. It's a 4-pitch repertoire for Lanham. Fastball, curveball, slider, and the changeup is the put-away pitch when it's working right, according to his pitching coach. 1-1 fastball is fought off down the right field line. This could be trouble. Laskowski runs and makes a beautiful running grab in fair territory just inside the right field foul line. Laskowski saved multiple runs yesterday on a play with the bases loaded. Ground ball up the middle, made a diving stop, and flipped it to Atiles at second base to end that inning. But that would have been at least 2 runs for Goldey-Beacom in that spot, and Laskowski picks up today right where he left off yesterday, as Campus gets robbed of a base hit. And now Mason Maxwell, one of the best hitters in Division II, digs in. 415 a year ago for the shortstop. Oh for 3 yesterday with a walk. Did reach base once. Goes after that high cheese and misses it for strike 1. Joshua Lanham in his first start of the season last weekend down in Georgia against Emmanuel. 6 innings, 2 runs, gave up 5 hits in a win. So he is now 7-1 for his career at LR. Took some off there on the changeup. Maxwell was way ahead of it, and he's down 1-2. The fastball is located well, and the off-speed pitches are being thrown for strikes. He's basically unhittable. The 1-2. 2-2, high and wide. Bryce Stober gets the start behind the dish today in Game 1, as Clarno has caught the last 3 for the Bears, but you will see Stober and Clarno split up doubleheaders behind the plate. Get a look at the Bears starting lineup after this. There's the changeup. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The put-away pitch puts away one of the best hitters in D2 in Maxwell, and quickly 2 gone here in the top of the first. So now Autry. Marshall yesterday was 1 for 4, had one of the 2 hits for Goldey-Beacom. They left 11 men on base yesterday. The Bears had 6 walks on the mound and a couple hit by pitches and 1 error. So there was traffic on the base pass yesterday. But Goldey-Beacom, obviously with the 0 on the board, as Lanham bends in a curveball for a called strike. Obviously yesterday Goldey-Beacom just couldn't get the big hit when they needed it. They left the bases loaded twice, including that time that I mentioned with Laskowski making the web gem of a play deep behind second base. 2-1 on Marshall Autry. 280 last year in 26 starts, 6 homers, 31 RBIs. His brother, Michael Autry, came in and pitched later in the game yesterday. Lanham turns up the gas. Autry fouls it off, 2-2. Another high 60-degree day today in Hickory, and there is not one single cloud in the sky. Lanham works from the stretch all the time. The 2-2. Slider stays up, full count. Lanham just quite simply doesn't walk people. He only had 10 last year in 60 innings to go along with 90 strikeouts, and the full count pitch. Swung on and popped up left field. Not deep. Jackson Brown gets the start out there today. Camps under it and makes the catch to retire the side. So a clean 1-2-3, top of the first for Joshua Lanham. Bears trying to get on the board first when you come back to Durham Field on the Bears Sports Network. Bottom of the first inning here at Durham Fields. No score between Lenoir-Rhyne and Goldey-Beacom. Joshua Lanham set the Lightning down in order in the top of the first, and these are the guys the Bears will send to the plate here in their home halves of the inning. Kuda moves up to the leadoff spot today after his 3-home run day yesterday against the lefty DiMartino. Laskowski stays in the 2-hole. Yanesta, who's hitting .500 to start this year, including a couple home runs and one yesterday that was an absolute bomb. Scott Metzler gets another start at DH. Atiles moves down to the 5-hole. Perino gets the start today at first base. David Bell in right. Jackson Brown moves into left field with Stober moving behind the plate. I would imagine that we will see Nick Clarno at some point today in Game 1, but he will catch Game 2 today for the Bears. So DiMartino, junior from Sicklerville, New Jersey, who last year went 4-1, 6 starts, finished 7th in the CACC, the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference that Goldey-Beacom plays in. Lightning won the South Division last year, but dropped the first game here yesterday in Hickory. Wade Kuda, who tends to jump all over the first pitch, swings and misses to start things off here today. First time this century that Lenoir-Rhyne had a player hit 3 home runs in one game. Had several times where guys have hit 2 in one game, but never 3. Just a touch off the plate there with that fastball, 1-1. DiMartino, like his counterpart Lanham, works from the stretch even with nobody on base. Here's a ground ball to short. Mason Maxwell eats it up. Makes a good throw over to first to retire Kuda. Something that did not happen yesterday at all. So Goldey-Beacom, I'm sure glad to see number 8 head back to the dugout. So Cole Laskowski now, who's off to a good start this season in his first year in Hickory. Checked the swing and tapped it to third base. Slavin sidearms it over to first. So Laskowski retired on one excuse me swing, and quickly 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. So now Drew Yanesta, absolutely tearing the cover off the baseball through his first 6 games playing for Lenoir-Rhyne. Transferred in from Erskine College in Conference Carolinas, and that fastball misses just wide for ball 1. Drew yesterday hit his 2nd home run of the season. Absolute moonshot, just tucked it inside the left field foul pole. And the 1-0. 57-foot breaking ball there from DiMartino. Snuffed out of there by Campus, who gets his first start of the season behind the dish for the Lightning. Hitters count for Yanesta, who's way back in the box on the back edge of it. The 2-0. Grounded right side. Busy inning for the infield. Meganson scoops it up to retire the side. So 3 ground outs for the Bears. We're through 1 complete. No base runners yet on the Bears Sports Network.
What does unlimited mean to you? At Carolina West Wireless, it means unlimited media, unlimited fun, and unlimited access to our nationwide high-speed network. Sign up today for an unlimited data plan and pay just $35 per month per line for 4 lines, and we'll include hotspot and big-time savings on a new smartphone. Take $350 off the revolutionary new Samsung Galaxy S20 and get more out of your unlimited. Expect more, get more. Only from Carolina West Wireless.
It's a clean top of the first inning for Joshua Lanham. Induced a pop out, strikeout, and a glorified pop out to left field. against the top three in the Goldey-Beacom order. And now Musey, Meganson, and Johnson, 4, 5, and 6 for the Lightning coming up here in the top of the second. Cannot be overstated how beautiful of a day it is here in Hickory. Very lucky that it's 64 degrees and completely sunny on this Saturday, February 12th day. These two will play a doubleheader today, finish up this 4-game set tomorrow at noon on Super Bowl Sunday. And Garrett Musey, first-team All-Region performer a year ago, digs in. Check the swing. It misses low for ball one. Busy day of LR athletics. Got men's lacrosse facing off at 1 p.m. just across the parking lot from us over at Moret Stadium, also on the Bear Sports Network. So maybe a little channel surfing should be going on here for you Bear fans. There's a breaking ball in for a called strike to Musey, who yesterday was 0 for 3 with a walk. Still searching for his first hit of 22. Big swing and a miss, the changeup there. Was looking for not only his first hit, but his first home run, and missed it. Hit 9 big flies a year ago, which was second on the team only to Maxwell. And he strikes out here. Same exact pitch. Joshua Lanham already 2 swinging strikeouts with the changeup, and 1 gone here in the top of the second. Connor Meganson digs in. Second baseman who last year in 27 starts hit .317. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts last night, so a night to forget for him as Lanham finds the inside corner with a slider for strike 1. Fastball a little bit tight for ball 1. Seems like the zone is going to be pretty tight today based on the first inning plus. We'll see Austin Edwards for the Bears make his Durham Field debut as Meganson lines this one through the left side for a base hit. So just the 3rd hit of the weekend for Goldey-Beacom belongs to Connor Meganson. Solid line drive single. And the Lightning have the first base runner of the day. So brings up Demetrius Johnson. Probably not a bunting situation here with already 1 out. Demetrius, the center fielder. Squares to bunt, pulls it back as Meganson leans off of first base and dives back in. Demetrius last year in 14 games and 2 starts went 3 for 14 at the plate. Freshman from Glassboro, New Jersey. Got the opening day start in center field yesterday as Lanham checks on Meganson over there. Meganson 4 for 5 stealing bases a year ago, so doesn't run often, but has been successful when he has. The 1-0 pitch to Johnson. Bounces in front of the plate and Stober chests it up. 2-0. Kuda in center, straight up. Outfield, not as straight up as you can be. The wind was such a factor yesterday, blowing straight out to left field. Not so much today. It's a slight breeze, but nothing of note. There's a called strike right at the knees to Johnson. That's where Derek Beasley wants Lanham to live with the fastball, is right in that spot. If he can consistently get that call, it's going to be a good day for the Bears, who got a magnificent start yesterday from Andrew Patrick. 6 shutout innings, only gave up 1 hit. And the 2-1. Breaking ball, same spot, same result. 2-2. Another check on Meganson, who decides to dive this time after he was nearly out the first time when he didn't slide back in. Bears looking to continue to build on their best start to the season since 2018. Johnson waves and misses for Lanham's 3rd strikeout of the game. 2 gone. Good bounce back there from Josh after he fell behind 2-0 after giving up the single to Meganson, but bounces back beautifully with some well-located pitches at the bottom of the zone. And now, with 2 outs, it's up to Marlon Lindsay to get Meganson moving to try to score Goldey-Beacom's first run of the weekend. Tried to catch Meganson sleeping over there. They could not. We're going to have some special guests today. Obviously, Chris Ramirez will join us. Going to try to get Andrew Patrick on as well to talk about his start yesterday. Lindsay takes a pitch down and away for ball 1. Marlon yesterday 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Also got hit by a pitch. He was on third base in one of those times yesterday that Goldey-Beacom left the bases loaded. Funky looking swing there on that pitch down and away from him. 1-1. Mentioned the busy day in LR Athletics track and field. On the road in Salem, Virginia. The heat of indoor season. Men's and women's basketball on the road at Anderson, starting at 2 o'clock for the women. Both trying to build off 2 really good wins over Catawba here in Hickory on Wednesday night. LR men have won 4 games in a row. The 1-1 pitch. Thought about it. Wisely held back. 2-1. LR tennis also in action this weekend. They'll be at Francis Marion tomorrow. Softball playing in the Flagler Invite down in Florida, so they're even warmer than we are right now. 2-1. Wave and a miss. Fastball perfectly placed. 2-2. Lanham trying to end things here in the second. And he does. It's a swing and a miss. Stober dropped it but tagged him out. And the side is retired. Lanham strikes out the side in the second after giving up the single. We head to the bottom of the second. Bears looking to score first on the Bears Sports Network.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Bears here in the bottom of the second inning. Scott Metzler digs in. Scott had a pair of walks yesterday in the ball game and takes a fastball for a strike from DiMartino. Metzler 286 so far this year, 6 for 21, 4 RBIs, including a big 2-run double on Tuesday night here against Barton. Quickly down 0-2 as he fouls that one back to the screen. Metzler, the wide stance, left foot just inside the front of the box. And the 0-2 pitch misses just high for ball one. Scott, native of Tampa, Florida, watches ball two fly high. 11 home runs and almost 400 in the box last year at Rockingham Community College. That's in Wentworth, North Carolina. So staying in the same state to play for the Bears. 42 games last year. Check the swing, went around. Ball is dropped, and Campus finishes off the strikeout for DiMartino, which is his first of the day. Induced 3 groundouts in the top of the first inning. So Metzler goes down on strikes. And now Luis Atiles. Just his third game here for the Bears. After he missed all of 2021 with a broken leg, tried to bunt, tipped it into the glove of Campus as Slavin over here at third wasn't expecting the bunt, but now plays even with the bag. Same thing for Musi over at first. Tilly's 0 for 4 yesterday, as that one misses downstairs for ball one. Lined out hard to Maxwell, the shortstop. Hit that ball right on the screws. Struck out and popped out twice to the catcher in foul ground. Had 2 hits in his Bear debut on Tuesday against Barton. And the 1-1. Strike 2. Inside corner, thigh high. 1-2. Goldey-Beacom got first hit of the ball game last half inning, but Lanham struck out the side after that. DiMartino delivers. Bounces right off of home plate into the chest of Campus, 2-2. Lewis transferred to LR from New England College. He's from the Dominican Republic, but lived in the Boston area most of his life. The 2-2. Got him on strikes. Top of the zone. Froze him. DiMartino has a pair of strikeouts here in the second. DiMartino, not a ton of strikeouts. Just over 1 an inning. 35 and 34 innings pitched last year, so not as reliant on the strikeout as Lanham, but still strikes out a fair amount of batters. It's Anthony Perino, who gets the start at first base today. Waves and misses. Big hack there from Anthony, who Bear fans remember well, in a pinch hit opportunity on Tuesday night. Hit a 3-run walk-off home run. An Oppo Taco straight away right field. Gets the start today at first base and is down 0-2. Good location down to the knees from DiMartino. DiMartino looks sharp so far. In the 0-2 pitch. Downstairs. Campus off to a great start defensively behind the dish today. 1-2. Perino, 5 for 15 so far this year. Stays alive as he goes down to a knee there and chops it foul. Doesn't look super well. Might have hit that one off his leg. But what a signature moment that was on Tuesday in Perino's first home game for the Bears. The 1-2. Wave and a miss. After Lanham strikes out the side in the top half of the inning, DiMartino does the same in the bottom half. We're through 2. No score at Durham Field on the Bear Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Top of the third inning here at Durham Field. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit. As Joshua Lanham heads back to the hill, gave up his first hit of the game last half inning, but promptly struck out the side. And faces Dalen Griffith, right fielder for Goldey-Beacom, who looks at ball 1 just a touch low and outside. Dalen yesterday 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts and a walk. So Goldey-Beacom struck out 15 times yesterday. Griffith was 3 of them. Dalen, the sophomore from Oxford, PA. One arm swings that one and misses. 1-2. 7 games, 3 starts a year ago. Two hits, including a double, 3 RBIs. Has played on both games so far today. Good eye there to watch that one miss high. Lanham wanted the call and will take a walk now. 2-2. That changeup down and in, pardon me. A good eye from Griffith these last two pitches, and the count is full. And the payoff pitch, chopped up the middle. Atiles to his left, scoops it up on the outfield grass. What a play, but safe. Luis Atiles flashing the leather there, but Griffith beats it out by just a hair. And he has the second hit of the day. For Goldey-Beacom, it's an infield single to lead things off here in the third. Let's take a look at Spangler replay. Oh, so close. Hard to tell. But good hustle by Griffith. Atiles did everything he possibly could there to Atiles did everything he could there, but no cigar. Slavin, the 9-hitter, squares to bunt. Takes the pitch high for ball one. Heard the third base coach for Goldey-Beacom say that yesterday there was a play David Bell thought he beat and was called out. Looked really similar to that play where Griffith was called safe. The bunt is down. Ynesta picks it up, fumbles with it, but has to just go to first for the out. So a sacrifice bunt for Slavin moves the runner. And the first man in scoring position today belongs to Goldey-Beacom with the top of the order coming up. Didn't have any of those yesterday, did the Lightning. Never really a great opportunity for it. But a good opportunity here to score first in game one of this doubleheader. With Campus, who popped out to second base. Great running play by Laskowski to start us off today. Back in the first, as Lanham bends a curveball into the zone for a called strike. Campus, who is catching game one today, DH'd yesterday. Junior from Calora, Maryland. Slider down and away for a ball. You can already feel better energy from the Goldey-Beacom dugout. Even though they lost yesterday, got to be good to get that first one off their backs. 1-1, wave and a miss. Way ahead of the changeup that has been working so far for Lanham, 1-2. Lanham in the first outing, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 9 strikeouts. And Hardy has his 5th strikeout of this outing as Campus goes down looking. Good location there at the top of the zone, freezes Campus, and there's 2 gone. But with a runner in scoring position, this is the man you want at the plate if you're Goldey-Beacom. Mason Maxwell, who was one of Lanham's strikeout victims back in the first, takes a pitch down and in for ball one. Maxwell, the CACC Player of the Year last year. You name the award, he probably won it last year. 415 in 31 games. There's a strike on the inside corner. Mason the junior from Newfield, New Jersey. Leads the Goldey-Beacom program in career home runs. This one's not going to leave the park. Lazy fly ball straight away left field. Brown drifts and makes the catch to retire the side. So Goldey-Beacom gets an infield single, but nothing more. Bears trying to find their first base runner of the day when you come back to Durham Field on the Bears Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Bears in search of their first base runner here in the bottom of the third inning. They just had a little offensive conference with head coach Chris Ramirez before they headed the plate this inning. 7, 8, 9, Bell, Brown, and Stober coming up. It's a righty-heavy lineup today against the lefty DiMartino. By the way, speaking of Coach Ramirez, he will join us next half inning, as he does so kindly each game. We'll talk in the top of the fourth inning. David Bell leads things off. And swings and misses at the first. Looked like a changeup there from DiMartino for strike one. David started every game in right field so far this year for the Bears. 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday, but had 3 hits in the Barton game on Tuesday, including a big 2-run single that kept the Bears in the game. They were able to eventually crawl back and win the game on the Perino walk-off homer. But Bell quickly behind 0-2 against DiMartino, who has been dialed in so far today. In the 0-2. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Megginson dives and can't get it. An 0-2 mistake from DiMartino there is wrapped back into center field for the Bears' first hit and base run of the game. So Bell, who had gotten a hit in every game this year up until yesterday, starts a new hitting streak today. And now Jackson Brown, who hasn't seen many at-bats this year. This is his second start of the season in left field. He'll generally start when Stober catches, so did so once down in the series in Georgia and Emmanuel. Went 1 for 3 in that game, swings at the first pitch and floats it to center field. Johnson cruises under it to make the catch for the first out. So now Bryce Stober doing the catching today. He's done the lion's share of the catching in his first 2 years in Hickory, but now with Clairno moving more into that spot, Stober moves to the corner outfield where he's a great defender out there as well. There's the first move of the day over to first from DiMartino. You got to imagine that's not his best move. Don't forget, not that we want you to leave our broadcast, but at 1 o'clock, LR Men's Lacrosse plays at home against North Greenville, trying to bounce back from the opening weekend narrow loss to UIndy here on Sunday. Reigning national runners-up, looking to get back on track. Stober takes a strike on the inside corner. Bryce yesterday walked and had a sacrifice bunt, so a productive day at the plate for him. That one flies way high for ball one. Goldey-Beacom made it to their first NCAA tournament in program history. As this one's chopped way in the air to second base. Meganson has to hurry. Stober's safe. Bryce is super speedy. Wouldn't think he would be based on the fact that he's a catcher, but he is definitely one of the more dangerous Bears on the base pass. And beats out that infield single as we take a look at the Spangler replay. Meganson got rid of it as quick as he possibly could, but Stober beats it out narrowly. And Bell moves up to second, so a pair of singles here in the bottom of the third inning for the Bears as the lineup card turns over and Wade Kuda with an RBI chance. And he hits a ball high and deep right field. This is tracking foul down the line. It gets out of here, but it's foul by about 10 feet. Kuda, who hit 3 home runs yesterday, misses another there by 10 to 15 feet. It's just a long strike. Wade through the first week of the college baseball season, tied for the national lead in home runs with 4. That'll help when you hit 3 in a game. This one's to deep right field again. Griffith back looking up. You're kidding! It's gone! This is unbelievable. Don't pitch to him at this point. It's 3-0 LR. He hit 2 balls out of the ballpark in that at bat. One of them was foul. The other one was not. Both to straightaway right field. And just like that, it is 3-0. Take a look at our Spangler replay. That is not aided by the wind at all either. It's effortless right now for Kuda at the plate. Goodness gracious. Laskowski takes ball 1. We talked to Wade Kuda yesterday after the game, and I asked him about his approach yesterday, and I thought he gave a pretty insightful answer in that it was just super simple. It's not thinking, just doing, and that is a lot of times the key to success at the dish. Once you start thinking too much, you can sometimes get yourself in trouble, but clearly Kuda has taken that approach into today. And the Bears finally got some men on base for him. 3 out of his 4 home runs coming into that one were solo shots. Hit a 2-run home run at the end of the game yesterday to really pad the lead and make things comfortable for the Bears at the end. And now, after this leadoff single by Bell, the infield single by Stober, they both come home on the 3-run Oppo Taco for Wade Kuda. 3-1 on Laskowski. So I guess the conference that the Bears had with their hitters before they went to the plate this half inning paid off. I saw Coach Ramirez talking about extending the hands and taking the ball where it's pitched, and that's exactly what Kuda did. Laskowski chops on 3-1. This could be trouble, but it's not for Lindsay's. He didn't get a great jump on it, but found it as the ball fluttered up in the air for a little bit too long, so Laskowski flies out for the second out of the bottom of the third. So now Yanesta. Called strike. Drew grounded out to second to end the first. So that one skips in and blocked by Campus. 1-1. Wade Kuda hits his 4th home run of the series. This is game 2 of the series. And 5th of the season. 3-run bomb to straightaway right field to open things up here in game 1 for LR. Ynesta fouls that one straight back. Might have gone off campus, the catcher. 1-2. It seemed that the story of the Bears' season offensively so far was Ynesta. But these last 2 days have proven that 2 guys can share the spotlight, Ynesta and Kuda. The 1-2 to Drew. 2-2. Ynesta, who hit .373 last season for Erskine, also played for the Coastal Plain League champion Savannah Bananas this summer. He and Clairno, both Pettit Cup champions. This one's grounded to shortstop. Maxwell on the big hop, shuffles, and fires a strike over to first to retire the side. But the damage done. A 3-run home run for Wade Kuda continues to be unconscious. It's 3-0 Bears. We've got head coach Chris Ramirez coming up next half inning on the Bears Sports Network. Top of the 4th inning here at Durham Fields. Pleasure to be joined, as always, here in the top of the 4th inning by Lenoir-Rhyne head baseball coach Chris Ramirez. Coach, thanks for your time. How about Wade Kuda?
Yeah, he's a little hot, I'd say.
You think?
Seeing the ball good. Yeah, he had 3 yesterday, which, even if you're seeing it good, that's a pretty amazing day. And, yeah, it picked up right where he left off, a little backside, opposite field home run right there.
I saw you meeting with the hitters before last half inning, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like you were telling the guys to hit it where it's pitched, and Kuda certainly did that.
Yeah, they got lefty on the mound, and he's doing a good job pitching with his fastball away. So, those lefties got that ball that runs that way anyway, so we need to make sure we cover that outside pitch.
What do you liked from Joshua Lanham so far?
Typical Josh. He came out, he's competing hard. He's got good mix of pitches going, and he's pitching ahead and doing a good job.
Facing 3, 4, and 5 this half inning. Autry, Musey, and Meganson. Autry skies a ball deep right field. Bell going back at the track wall, and he leaps and makes a great play. Everything working right now, Coach. Offense, defense, pitching. It's all clicking.
Yeah, no, that's. David Bell has been in our program a few years, but as an infielder, and so this is his first go-around in the outfield, and he's done a really good job.
Been the everyday right fielder so far, and is going to continue to if he keeps hitting like he is and making plays like that.
For sure. No, he's just a good little baseball player, and athletic guy. He runs and does a lot of good things.
Is Joshua Lanham always, even with no guys on base, pitch from the stretch?
Yeah. Just I think between him and Coach Beasley, that was an adjustment they made early on, and just simplify things, and it's worked for him so far.
Sure has. Starting pitching, you got to be just over the moon about it so far this season.
Yeah, those Josh and Patty, those guys did had a good season last year, and you always feel good with those two guys leading us out on the field.
Musey at the dish struck out in his first at bat.
How about this weather we got up there?
Oh my gosh, I'm getting a little tan up here,
your
Coach.
Sunblock out today?
Yeah, I'm a little pasty from the winter. I gotta get some sun.
You gotta get that first burn in.
That's
Once
right.
you get the first burn.
I got it a little bit last weekend at lacrosse, but the hat and the glasses are gonna come off here once the sun really gets up there.
Sure, for sure. Oh, it's 70 degrees today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It feels like an April day instead of a February day. Musey lines this one through the right side for a base hit, so a good piece of hitting there. Goldey-Beacom's going to get their hits. I mean, this is an NCAA tournament team from a year ago, but Lanham so far has given up a hit in 3 straight innings now, but has pitched around it without much trouble.
Yeah, it looks like they're taking one out of our book. Looks like they're trying to go the other way a little bit this time around.
Megginson digs in, but, I mean, when you schedule these types of teams, this is all about preparation for league play, right? It's better to play these ranked teams and maybe drop a game or two than to play somebody that's not going to challenge you too much.
Yeah, no, you want to play a competitive schedule, and it gets you ready for league play, and the SAC conference, one of the top D2 college baseball conferences in the country. So. We don't get any breaks once conference play starts, so we got to make sure we're ready for that.
League, you guys were picked 5th in the preseason. Is there a little disrespect there? Because I think you guys feel like you have a team that can compete with anyone in this league.
Yeah, no, I like when people assume that. Honestly, I don't know the last time Lenoir-Rhyne baseball's finished in the top 6.
Right.
So. I spun it with our players. I think it's actually a little bit of respect if they pick us 5th and we hadn't finished 5th in 20 years. So
yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
We think we're.
We got something going on here with the umpire. Wasn't a balk because Musey's staying home, but they're having a little bit of a chat out there. Not sure what that was.
Those speed up rules that seem so important sometimes.
Here's a line driving a base hit from Megginson, and
Musey's
heading for third. Ynesta, they get him? They did. What a throw! You called it, Coach.
Belly's got an arm. Belly's got a good arm out there.
Musey never broke stride, but it didn't matter. But that was a great throw from Bell, but maybe an even better pick and tag by Ynesta.
Great job by Drew. Great job. That's a tough pick. The guy barreling in at you.
So Bell makes a leaping grab at the wall for the first out and guns down a runner at third base for the second out. I'd say he's having himself an inning.
I like it. Pitching and defense, right?
Yeah. Picking up Lanham, too. Demetrius Johnson digs in, looks at a curveball for a called strike. That was when I talked to Coach Beasley before the game. He said if he's throwing the curveball for strikes, watch out, because that is when he's at his very best. And there it is again.
Here we go.
Strike 2. Change-up's the put-away pitch, but when the curveball is working, it's just as good as any. You can hear a lot of momentum in that dugout around you right now, Coach.
A lot. What pitch you got? You got change-up coming or fastball?
I think fastball.
Nope, spinner.
We were both wrong. Just missed. Josh, man, he's a fireball on the mound too.
Yeah, he really is. He's as competitive of a pitcher as I've ever had. Loves to have the ball.
I'm going change up here. Yep.
There you go.
Strike 3. What an inning it was, Coach.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Thanks for joining us. Right. We'll talk to you later.
We'll see you.
Bears looking to add to their lead coming up next on the Bears Sports Network. What a half inning that was for the Bears. Always thank Coach Ramirez for his time, but we had him on in a really exciting inning. David Bell makes a leaping grab at the wall and then throws a guy out at third base. Coach talked us through the pitching sequence for Joshua Lanham. Had a little bit of everything, and just super grateful that Coach Ramirez is so open with that to allow us into the dugout during the game. We'll continue that all season long. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Bears as Metzler flies a ball deep right field. Griffith has room as he backs up in front of the track to make the catch for the first out. A good swing from Metzler to start things here in the bottom of the fourth, but he comes up just short. 3-0 LR after a 3-run home run by the man that cannot be stopped right now, Wade Kuda. Had some defense for the Bears. Laskowski's made a great play at second. Bell, 2 good ones. Ynesta as well at third base picking that ball as Atiles grounds this one up the middle and right through for a base hit. Good to see Lewis get back on base after an 0-for-4 day yesterday. And the Bears have their 4th hit of this ball game here in the bottom of the 4th. Atiles, who his coaching staff thinks can be the best defensive shortstop in Division II, does it with the bat here with 1 gone. Anthony Perino digs in. He was a strikeout victim by DiMartino back in the 2nd as Anthony takes a look over to first. Anthony versus Anthony here. DiMartino versus Perino. Perino's from New York, so these are 2 Italians going after it right now. And the LR, Anthony wins. Ground ball base hit right through the middle. Back-to-back singles in the exact same spot for Atiles and Perino. All of a sudden, the offense is on a roll for the Bears. So what a fun team it's been to watch so far this season. This is the 3rd home game we've seen. A walk-off home run, a 3-home run game. The man at the plate, David Bell, made 2 awesome plays last half inning in the field. as he calls time there. Bell single in the third and came around to score on the Kuda 3-run homer. Waves and misses at that first slider from DiMartino for strike one. We having some technical difficulties with our score bug right now. We're working on it. But it's 3-0 LR. Bottom of the fourth inning, 1 out. Runners on first and second. David Bell, who's gotten a hit in every game this season but yesterday now. Looking to pick up a second one here and drive in some more runs. Lunges after that one and misses 0-2. Attile's creeping off of second base. Meganson giving him a look, and Bell lines this one foul down the left field line. Stays in play as it caroms off the bullpen fence, but foul by about 10 feet, I'd say. Still 0-2. David from Kings Mountain, NC, directly south of us here in Hickory in the Gastonia area. Goes after the high cheese there and strikes out. So a good bounce back by DiMartino after giving up the back-to-back singles. And now 2 gone here in the bottom of the fourth. And Jackson Brown digging in. Jackson flew out to center field in his first at-bat in the third. Gets the start in left field today with Stober behind the dish. DiMartino doesn't like what Attiles is looking like back there, so he spins around. Tipped back to the screen, foul for strike one. Jackson now 1 for 4 on the season. Started one of the games down in Georgia in the opening series against Emmanuel. Transferred in from Catawba Valley Community College right here in Hickory from Granite Falls just up the road. So staying local with his college baseball. 1-1. Hit .326 in 141 at-bats last year for Catawba Valley. Now we've got the score bug back. Shout out our stream producer, Malik Ellis, who's grinding back here. Technology just doesn't want to cooperate sometimes, but Malik taking care of it. Brown waiting on the 1-1. Wave and a miss. Campus thought about back-picking Attiles. Stober got back-picked at second base yesterday by Autry, who's DHing today. That really killed a rally for the Bears. So 2 outs, 1-2 the count. Brown trying to get a big hit to extend this lead for the Bears. Flared down the right field line. This could be trouble if it's fair, and it lands foul by probably 4 or 5 feet down that right field line as Griffith gave chase. So everyone will head back to where they were. So Brown still fighting hard. 6 foot, 185-pounder. Trying to get a big knock here with 2 outs and 2 men on. And the pitch. Fought off again. First couple innings, the Bears didn't have too many super quality at-bats, but second time through the order, they have certainly seemed to figure out DiMartino at least a little bit. The Cuda home run, the biggest hit, obviously, to this point. Brown with a wide stance. Left foot is in front of home plate. Another 1-2 offering. 2-2. Flutters outside and high from the righty Brown. 3-0 is a good place to be if you're LR with Joshua Lanham on the mound. Goldey-Beacom's been able to string together 4 hits against him, but David Bell makes a huge defensive play to throw out Musi at third base last half inning to limit the damage. 8th pitch of the at-bat, 2-2. Fouled off again. .51 pitches for DiMartino. He had a super efficient first couple innings. Some longer innings these last 2. But his efficiency in those first 2 innings will probably extend his outing here today. And he sets, checks twice back to second, and delivers another 2-2. Way high, full count. So the runners will be on the move here. Full count, 2 outs. So if Brown finds a gap, could easily score 2. Tillay's at second. Perino at first. Brown at the plate. Big pitch here. Here it comes from DiMartino. Ball 4. What an at-bat for Jackson Brown. Was down 0-2, fought off some tough pitches, took some close pitches, and earns a walk to load the bases for Bryce Stober. First walk of the day for DiMartino. As we'll have a mound visit for Goldey-Beacom. First one of the day for the Lightning. And the home plate umpire will make his way out to break up this meeting. So the base is juiced for Bryce Stober. Bryce beat out an infield single back in the third and came around to score on the Cuda home run. Just a hard guy to get out because if he puts the ball in play, he's got as good a chance as anyone to get on base. First pitch. Outside, the ball caroms off the bricks, but Tillay's is in. A wild pitch for DiMartino, first one of the day. Brings home the 4th run of the game for the Bears. So that was costly. Finally have one tiny patch of cloud cover here. It's the first cloud I've seen today. Stober lines one over Musi's head down the right field line. 2 runs will score. Stober doesn't break stride and has a 2-out, 2-run double. It's 6-0 LR. Back-to-back 3-run innings for the Bears. And they have opened this thing wide open here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Stober now 2 for 2. Single and a double. Drives in a pair as Wade Kuda digs in again. The base open here. Walking him's not the worst idea in the world as he shoots that grounder foul just past his head coach in the third base coaching box. Kuda, 3-run home run the other way. To straightaway right field. Cleared the fence by probably 10 feet. This one is hit about 10 feet, but foul. So 0-2 on Wade Kuda, who I would imagine has now taken the national lead in home runs with 5 here to start this early part of the season. There were 3 other guys with 4 heading into today, and odds are one of them maybe hit a home run or will hit a home run today. Stobert second. The 2-strike offering. Line drive down the left field line, and this is fair and into the corner. Kuda cruises to second base. He didn't hit it out of the park, but he one-hopped the fence. Back-to-back doubles for the Bears, who are up a touchdown. It's 7-0 LR here in the 4th. After a slow start, DiMartino retired the first 6 men he faced. 3 in the 3rd on the home run from Kuda. 4 here in the 4th. Bases loaded wild pitch. 2-run double from Stober. RBI double from Kuda. And the Bears have found their footing offensively here in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Laskowski tries to make it an even bigger inning. Fouled off, out of play, into the trees in the front yard of our neighbors. Got to find out who lives there so I can say their name of whoever's house that is that collects many a foul ball. Good little crowd here on a Saturday. Why not? I mean, it's just an absolutely perfect day for baseball. Got fans lining both foul lines. Stands behind home plate are full. This is the last year that you will see just the kind of skeleton stands, grandstand coming this upcoming summer for next baseball season, as I think the umpires, like they did with Lanham last half inning, are telling DiMartino they got to get the pace moving. NCAA has tightened up the pace of play rules as baseball tries to keep it moving. Saw that at the major league level with the pitch clock, and as things do, they trickle down to the college level. Fastball misses high to Laskowski, 1-1. Cole's 0 for 2 today, ground out, fly out. Made a gorgeous play at second base to start the day. Four hits in the inning, 2 singles, 2 doubles for the Bears. 2-1. Nice pickup by Campus back there behind the dish. So now a big lead to work with for Lanham, but if there is one drawback to these big innings, it's that the pitcher has to sit. But if you're scoring runs, that's a trade-off anyone's willing to make. Strike at the top of the zone to Laskowski. It's 2-2. Gotta imagine this is not how Goldey-Beacom envisioned this weekend going. Lightning ranked number 14 in the collegiate baseball poll in the preseason. Laskowski swings and misses. Campus will have to finish it off and does. But a big inning for the Bears. They get 4 runs, 2-run double by Stober, RBI double from Kuda. Lenoir-Rhyne's up a touchdown, 7-0 after 4 on the Bear Sports Network.
Break great with Carolina West Wireless. Great new phones and a great customer experience, all on our great nationwide high-speed network. Stop by today and get big savings on select Samsung smartphones, like $350 off the Samsung Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus, and $350 off the Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. The great savings continue with 4 lines of unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. Celebrate great savings and go stay connected wherever your travels take you.
Lanham pitching with a big lead here in the top of the 5th. Now it's 7-0. Lenoir-Rhyne over Goldey-Beacom, facing 7, 8, 9 in the Lightning lineup, led off by Marlon Lindsay. Lindsay was a strikeout victim the first time up against Lanham. You wonder, obviously, pitcher can pitch a little bit more free, up 7 runs, but you wonder if this, even subconsciously changes Lanham's mindset. Chopped foul down the third base line, 0-2 on Marlon Lindsay. Bears this year, starting pitching-wise, logged, not including Lanham's day today, 28 innings, only giving up 10 earned runs. That ERA is south of 3. And 1-2. He got him on strikes. Lanham painting now. Sets down Lindsay at the top of the zone. That is strikeout number 7 for Lanham, who had 9 in 6 innings in his first outing and 90 in 60 innings last year. So right on the same pace. And Lindsay is set down for the second time on strikes. Now Dalen Griffith looks at ball 1 too high. Dalen singled back in the 3rd, but to lead off the 3rd actually, but was stranded. Goldey-Beacom has left a man on base in each of the last 3 innings. They left 11 men on base yesterday. Griffith off the handle fires that one foul into the Goldey-Beacom bullpen down the right field line as they part like the Red Sea. 1-1 on Dalen. He singled to start the third, got sacrifice bunted over to second, but then a strikeout and a flyout promptly ended that threat for the Lightning, who have fallen behind by a lot here. There's a strike at the knees. Lanham has been dialed in with the fastball command these last few innings, right at the bottom of the zone, which is exactly what his pitching coach Derek Beasley was hoping for when he and I talked before the game. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. The slider that time. So Lanham just playing with the Lightning hitters, mixing and matching his pitches, and he sent down the first two men here in the top of the fifth inning for Goldey-Beacom. 8 strikeouts for Josh. Bears have really played complementary baseball throughout the season, but especially in this series. Yet to give up a run on the mound. They've hit 5 home runs, gotten some timely hits as Slavin looks at a strike at the belt buckle. Got to think that DiMartino's day is done after the wheels came off the last couple innings. The 0-1 from Lanham. Thought about it, missed low. 1-1. Checked the swing, but I think it was the right call made by the first base umpire to say he did not go. So 1-1 on Slavin, who sacrifice bunted to third base in his first plate appearance. Lanham spikes that curveball, about a 56-foot pitch there. 2-1. The energy has been palpable from the Bear dugout the whole day as well. This one's hammered to left field off the bat of Slavin, down the line and off the base of the wall in left field. Slavin stops at first base. Not sure why. Probably should have been extra bases as he narrowly missed a home run. But a 2-out long single for Adam Slavin. Gets his first hit of the season, the 5th hit of the day for Goldey-Beacom. And they've got a 2-out base runner as the lineup card turns over for a third time. Thought that might go, but Brown did well to run it down as it bounced off the base of the wall and straight away left field, about 5 feet inside the foul line. And now Campus, leadoff man, gets another crack. He's 0 for 2 and just half-hearted waves and misses at that first slider. The Lightning are having trouble with the off-speed stuff from Joshua Lanham here today. Goldey-Beacom has scattered 3 more hits already through 5 innings than they did the whole game yesterday. This one handcuffs him. Laskowski charges, and in one motion fires to first to retire the side. So Lanham surrenders the 2-out single, but nothing more. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, Bears looking to pour it on even more here on the Bear Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
As anticipated, a new pitcher for Goldey-Beacom here in the bottom of the fifth inning as the Bears have opened up a 7-0 lead over the Lightning. The new pitcher is Wyatt Atkinson, 6 foot, 220-pound freshman from Moorestown, New Jersey, making his collegiate debut here today. Facing the heart of the Bear order, Ynesta, Metzler, and Atiles. Heck of a guy to face to start your college career. Drew Ynesta swings and misses for strike one. So DiMartino's day is done after giving up 7 runs in the last 2 innings. The 3-run home run by Kuda in the third. Ended up loading the bases, throwing a wild pitch that brought home Atiles for the first run of the fourth. Stober knocked a 2-run double down the right field line, and then Kuda knocked Stober in with a double down the left field line. 1-2 as Ynesta takes that fastball high. Drew, surprisingly, given the offensive output for the Bears, is 0 for 2. Pair of ground outs, 1 to second, 1 to short. Atkinson takes a big breath and delivers. Ball 2. Just a touch high on the fastball. Ynesta's worked it back even to 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Atkinson's college career starts with a strikeout of one of the best hitters in the Southeast region, in Drew Ynesta for the first out. So now Metzler, who is also 0 for 2. So the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Bears today have yet to reach base. As Kowski's 0 for 3, Ynesta's 0 for 3, Metzler's 0 for 2, and is now down 0-2. Good pitch from Atkinson, who looks good out of the bullpen for Goldey-Beacom. Freshman takes a big breath and brings the 0-2. Way high, 1-2. Absolutely gorgeous day in Hickory. Beautiful sunshine. It feels like late spring as we're going into summer. Maybe this is the Michigan in me talking, but this is my first winter/spring outside of that state, so maybe I just need to readjust my expectations, but 68 degrees and not a cloud in the sky on February 12th is kind of a foreign concept. The 2-2. Meitzler went too far around for strike 3, so Atkinson promptly comes out of the bullpen and sets down the 3 and 4 hitters in this Bear lineup for the first 2 outs of the fifth. Fourth strikeout of the day for Goldey-Beacom pitching. And now Atiles, who led things off last inning with a single, ground ball single right up the middle, came around to score on the wild pitch. Finally healthy as Atkinson fires a BB on the outside corner for a called strike. Still wearing that protection on his left leg. Grounds this one to the left side. Picked up on the big hop by Slavin, who nearly fires it over the first baseman Musey's head, but he doesn't. And it is a clean 1-2-3 inning for Atkinson out of the bullpen. We're through 5. Bears still up 7 on the Bear Sports Network.
Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC is ready for another exciting football season Everett has been a proud sponsor of the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears for 25 years, and we wish the Bears a safe and successful season. And August means it's all systems go for another winning season with the Carolina Panthers. We have a tradition of winning in the Carolinas, and when you want to be a winner in the car, truck, or SUV game, come see the sales and service champions at Everett, because if you didn't get an Everett deal, you dropped the ball, baby. Woo!
Lanham still working on his shutout here in the top of the 6th inning, facing 2, 3, and 4 in the Goldey-Beacom lineup. Maxwell, Autry, and Musey. As you can see on the scoreboard, Maxwell hammers this one left center field. Brown back at the wall, and he cruises over to make the catch. That looked like it had more legs, and it just died at the end. But the defense has been on point today for the Bears behind Joshua Lanham as Maxwell narrowly misses his first one of 2022. Thought it was for sure gone off the bat. But Jackson Brown, with ease, runs it down. So 1 pitch and 1 out as Lanham dispenses of Maxwell, who's now 0 for 3 and is still searching for his first hit of the series. And now Marshall Autry, who has a pair of flyouts, 1 to left and 1 to right, looks at a called strike. So if Lanham can get through this 6th inning, he will have matched his teammate Patrick, but a lot more efficient. As that one's grounded foul right underneath us, bounces off the screening in front of the Bear bullpen. This is about to be the 80th pitch for Joshua Lanham here in the top of the 6th, so he's been a little bit more efficient. Even though he's given up more hits than Patrick did, he's been more efficient with his pitches. And this one's chopped a mile high. Lanham picks it up, fires a little bit low over to first, but Perino collects it, and quickly 2 up and 2 down. So if Lanham can get Garrett Musey out here with an efficient number of pitches, got to imagine he'll be out for the 7th. We're playing 2 9s today, by the way. Normally in SAC conference play in the doubleheaders, it's 1-7 and 1-9, but 2 9s today in non-conference play. So still some time here for Goldey-Beacom in the first game to make a comeback, but feels like they got to make their move pretty soon with 2 gone here in the top of the 6th. And that curveball spins too high to Garrett Musey for ball 1, who singled back in the 4th but was thrown out at 3rd on the single by Megginson. David Bell gunned him down from right field. Ynesta made a great pick and a great tag at 3rd base. As Musey got his first hit of the season in his last at-bat. That breaking ball also too high, 2-0. No walks on the box score for Lanham so far. That was the one thing that Patrick struggled with yesterday. Had 3 in 1 inning as Musey hits this ball deep center field. Kuda twists at the wall, feels in front of the wall, and makes the catch on the warning track. So another 1-2-3 inning for Lanham, but a couple of close calls as Maxwell and Musey, the two catalysts in this Goldey-Beacom lineup, narrowly miss home runs. And that kind of weekend so far for the Lightning. We head to the bottom of the sixth. Bears still up 7-0.
Our decision as a conference last Thursday to cancel the spring season was not made lightly.
Bottom of the sixth inning. Bears up 7 on Goldey-Beacom here in Game 1 of our doubleheader today. Game 2 will be 25 to 30 minutes after we're done here in Game 1. We're playing 2 nines. Anthony Perino waves and misses at the first pitch at the bottom of the sixth inning. Just heard Coach Ram say that Joshua Lanham's day is done. Finishes with 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. Pretty good home debut for Mr. Lanham through 85 pitches. The Bear bullpen will be trusted to finish off this Game 1. As Atkinson's back to the hill, he had a perfect bottom of the fifth inning. Pairs strikeouts and a ground out to the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. So now facing Perino, Bell, and Brown. Here in the bottom of the sixth, as that one last pitch went to the backstop, it's 2-1 on Perino, who's 1 for 2 with a run scored today. Breaking ball flies way up, 3-1. So that's been the formula so far this year, starting pitching-wise, as Atkinson all of a sudden loses control there and walks Perino on 5 pitches. So Anthony's aboard for the second time today. But that's the formula pitching-wise so far for the Bears. They've gotten 6 innings out of the starter. This now their 6th game in 5 out of 6 games. And the bullpen has been lights out with an ERA under 1.5 so far through 23 innings of work this year for the Bear bullpen. That was a weakness last year. They had decent starting pitching a year ago, but lost some games late because the bullpen wasn't able to hold leads. And thus far, it's been a different story. Strike 1 to David Bell. So this is the first base runner that Atkinson has allowed. This is his collegiate debut. Down in the dirt, 1-1. Bell's 1 for 2 today. Single and a run scored. Came around on the Kuda 3-run home run in the third. 3 runs in the third and 4 runs in the fourth for the Bears. So all 7 have come in 2 innings. Got 4 hits in that 4th inning, including a pair of doubles from Stober and Kuda. So Kuda follows up his 3-homer, 4 RBI day with a 3-run home run and an RBI double. So 8 RBIs for Kuda so far in this series. Bears have scored 12 runs against Goldey-Beacom so far, and Kuda's driven in 8 of them. Pretty remarkable. 1-2 on David Bell. Runner goes. Pitch is grounded foul. Perino yet to steal a bag this year, but was on the move there with a 1-2 count. Perino was leaning off of first base, but back in safely. Coach Matt Risden over there at first, affectionately known as Riz, as Bell lines a ball to left field right at Lindsay, who was positioned perfectly to make the catch for the first out. That is a hard hit ball from David Bell, but a good read by Marlon Lindsay out there in left field. Those line drives right at guys sometimes are hard to read, but Lindsay does well with that one for the first out. Brings up Jackson Brown, who maybe has the best at-bat of the day. Last plate appearance, he walked but was down 0-2. As that one zings right past his chin for ball 1. Fouled off some really tough pitches, took some close ones, and eventually earned himself a walk and ended up scoring on the Stober double. So far this season, it hasn't really mattered who Chris Ramirez has run out there. They've been productive. Perino goes again. The pitch is taken for a ball. The throw is in time. Perfect throw by Johnny Campus, And Anthony Perino is gunned down. Nice pick out there at second base by Meganson as well. So the leadoff walk is erased. And Brown will try to restart things here with 2 gone. 2-0. Strike on the low inside corner. Took something off on that 2-1 pitch. And Brown didn't have it timed right. 2-2. By the way, for you LR fans, men's lacrosse leads North Greenville 9-4 with 2.5 to go first half. Brown strikes out, so even though he conceded the leadoff walk, Atkinson has still faced the minimum so far through 2 innings of relief. We head to the 7th. Bears up 7 on the Bear Sports Network. Originally committed to Georgia Southern out of high school, but he's a flamethrower out of the pen. Meganson looks at a ball just off the plate. Second fastball is back to the screen. 5'11", 175-pounder from Evans, Georgia. And the 1-1 to Meganson. Breaking ball he doesn't get on top of. Loses his hat. 2-1. Megginson 2 for 2 today. Has 2 out of the 5 hits for Goldey-Beacom. Pair of singles, one in the second, one in the fourth. Comes up again here in the seventh. And is now 3 for 3. Flare of a single to left field. Takes a wide turn at first, but stays put. So, 6 hits in the game for Goldey-Beacom. 3 of them for Connor Megginson. So now Demetrius Johnson, the center fielder at the dish, tips the first fastball into the glove of Stober for strike 1. As Collette turns around, fires over to first to look at Megginson. 4 steals last year on 5 attempts. No stolen bases thus far for Goldey-Beacom as Stober blocks it, and a good jump for Megginson moves him up to second base. That went off the mask, I think, of Stober. He's got the 2-piece look there with the backwards helmet and the mask. Did well to block it, but a wild pitch for Collette. You know the Bears got the shutout yesterday. You know they want to keep that going here in this one. But a man in scoring position with nobody out here in the 7th, and Johnson lines a base hit to right field. Holding Megginson there as Bell quickly gets it in. Bell already threw a man out at third base, but that ball was much too hard hit for Megginson to try that one. So back-to-back singles here against Collette to start the 7th. And this is Goldey-Beacom's best scoring chance of the weekend so far as they try to cut into this 7-run lead. Brings up Marlon Lindsay. Demetrius Johnson got his first hit of the day just there after 2 strikeouts against Lanham, so he was probably glad to see Lanham leave the game. Lindsay also struck out twice against Lanham. Trying to do better here to get the first run of the weekend and the season in for Goldey-Beacom, but it will get in on the wild pitch. Off the mask of Stober into the backstop. And the first run of 2022 for the Lightning belongs to Connor Megginson. So a pair of wild pitches move Megginson up from first to second and then from third to home. And it's a 7-1 ball game. The 1-0. Grounded to shortstop. Atiles looks at third, but will just throw to first for the out. Ynesta wasn't even covering the base and motioned over to Atiles, just throw it to first, and he does for the out. These runs don't mean a whole lot right now. Outs matter a lot more, and the Bears get the first one of this 7th inning. So Lindsay moves the runner to third on the ground out. Dalen Griffith will try to get him home. Way behind the first fastball and shoots it foul off the screen. Griffith 1 for 2 today, single and a strikeout. Check the swing and send it the same way. Collette's bringing the heat. It's a the main thing that the Bears feature out of the bullpen is a lot of velocity from a lot of different guys. It's what they think is a big strength of their team. Obviously, there's a lot of velocity on the mound from the starting pitchers as well, but change up the delivery and the pacing, velocity can be a little bit more effective. The 0-2 is past Stober again in the second run of the inning via wild pitch. Comes home for Goldey-Beacom. It's a 7-2 ball game now. Scoring that one a pass ball on Stober. So first one was a wild pitch. Second one was a pass ball, which I agree with, off the glove of Stober. Probably should have had that last one. And the 1-2. He got him on strikes. Paints the corner. 2 outs. So Collette, now with the bases empty and 2 gone, faces Slavin, the 9-hitter in the Goldey-Beacom lineup. 1 for 2 today. 1 for 1 with a sac bunt. Just a touch low down at the shins for ball 1. And a bit of cloud cover as we've reached the final third of this game 1. 2 9s today, so if you're expecting this game to end after the third out is recorded in this inning, you got 2 more innings to go. Ball 2, same spot, 2-0. Arrived at the ballpark today thinking it was going to be a 7 and a 9. Turns out it was 2 9s. Three 0. 3 narrow misses by Collette in this at-bat to Slavin, who will be taking all the way here. And ball 4. So a single, few wild pitches and a pass ball sprinkled in. Ground out, strikeout, walk here is the sequence for Collette, as Stober heads to the mound to talk things over with the freshman Collette. Got to think, in his first collegiate appearance, there's got to be some nerves. But the velocity's been there. The command hasn't been super great. In the top of the order now with Johnny Campus, who's 0 for 3 today. The top 3 guys in the Goldey-Beacom lineup are all 0 for 3. Campus, Mason, and Autry. Trying to change that here, but Collette grooves the fastball right past him for strike 1. And now I think we have the umpire said that there was a time violation. So we've seen this come up a couple times today. Once with Lanham, once with DiMartino, the starter for Goldey-Beacom. So I think you get maybe 1 or 2 warnings before there's any actual penalty. Campus takes low, 1-1. Bear dugout now after the warning from the umpire, getting a little restless after that pitch wasn't called a strike. 2 outs, 5-run lead for the Bears. The dream of the shutout in this game is ended, but still a sizable lead. Campus back to the screen, 1-2. Braden Collette trying to finish off his first collegiate inning for the Bears. Delivers the 1-2. He went around and struck him out. So a pair of strikeouts for Collette. Gives up a couple of runs, but minimal damage in the 7th for Goldey-Beacom. Time to stretch in game 1. 5-run lead for the Bears on the Bears Sports Network.
What does unlimited mean to you? At Carolina West Wireless, it means unlimited media, unlimited fun, and unlimited access to our nationwide high-speed network. Sign up today for an unlimited data plan and pay just $35 per month per line for 4 lines. And we'll include hotspot and big-time savings on a new smartphone. Take $350 off the revolutionary new Samsung Galaxy S20 and get more out of your unlimited. Expect more, get more. Only from Carolina West Wireless.
Third inning of relief work for Wyatt Atkinson here in the bottom of the 7th. He's faced the minimum in his 2 innings. Did have a leadoff walk to Perino last half inning, but Perino was then caught stealing. So faced 6 men in 2 innings as Bryce Stober, the 9-hitter, takes a strike to lead things off here in the 7th. Both teams have the same amount of hits with 7, but Bears have some extra base hits, and a 3-run home run from Kuda in the 3rd inning really set the tone today. LR only had 7 hits in the game yesterday, but 4 of them were home runs. So they did check the swing late there, and Stober did not go. So it's a ball and a strike on Bryce, who's 2 for 2. Single, double, 2 runs scored. That double was a 2-run double over Musey, the first baseman's head, as that one narrowly misses the third base bag. Down the line, 1-2 on Bryce, the Hickory native. Went to Hickory High. Literally, I can almost see it from where I'm sitting here in the booth. Open stance, front of the box. Popped up, right side. Musey called off by Meganson, who drifts over in the infield turf to make the grab for the first out. So Atkinson has provided some good innings out of the bullpen in his collegiate debut for Goldey-Beacom. After DiMartino cruised through the first 2 innings but got roughed up in the 3rd and 4th innings, gave up 3 runs in the 3rd on the home run by Kuda, 4 runs in the 4th, 2-run double from Stober, RBI double from Kuda, and then a wild pitch with Atiles on 3rd. Here's Wade. Looks at a strike. He actually, believe it or not, did get out today. Grounded out to shortstop to start things offensively for the Bears in the first, but a home run and a double since then. Holds up on that breaking ball low, 1-1. Bears tend to do single innings of relief in these situations, so I would imagine as Kuda wraps another base hit through the left side, and he's now a triple short of the cycle today. So you'd think, three home run game, that doesn't happen very often. Water might find its level a little bit the next day. Nope. Just a triple short of the cycle. And the 8th hit of the game for LR. 3 of them belong to Kuda. Now Laskowski, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Bear lineup have not joined the party yet today. All 3 of them 0 for 3. Laskowski, ground out, fly out, strikeout in his 3 at-bats thus far today. And now he's ahead 2-0. Inside corner with the fastball for a called strike. See if something's on here with Kuda on the base pass. And Slavin, the third baseman, back for now. Apparently Goldey-Beacom had the same thought as me with the throw over to first. Touch off the plate, 3-1. Coach Ramirez and this staff in their 3rd season won about 60% of their games through the first 2, but their first season was cut short by COVID. Started in February as Laskowski takes ball 4 high. And now 2 men aboard with the meat of the order coming up in Ynesta, Metzler, and Attiles. But it's been a weird tenure and start for Coach Ram and company because, you get here, first season gets cut short by COVID. Then they build the turf in the COVID summer of 2020. Play somewhat of a normal season last year, even though there was still masking, bunch of COVID restrictions. It was a conference-only schedule in 21. Went 23-18. And now, off to a 5-1 start in 22, but this is the first real normal baseball season that LR has had with Chris Ramirez at the helm, Adam Skonecki, his assistant coach and recruiting coordinator, Derek Beasley, the pitching coach, Matt Risden, one of the assistants, Isaiah Nunez, the graduate assistant pitching coach, and Xander Ferlenda, who was the shortstop last year for the Bears, has now joined the staff as an assistant coach this year. Ynesta takes a breaking ball in the dirt, blocked up by Campus for ball 1. Drew a pair of groundouts and a strikeout. Has a 6-game hitting streak to start the season. He's gotten a hit in every game so far, but in jeopardy of breaking that here in this game 1 of the doubleheader. Fouls the high fastball back to the screen, a ball and a strike. Ynesta's just a monster in the weight room as well. If you get close to him, you can just tell that the man spends a lot of time in the gym. Sometimes his teammates like to give him a hard time about it with how swole he is. 1-1. Chopped foul. 1-2. Kuda at second base, following up his 3-homer day with a 3-hit day, including a 3-run home run, a triple short of the cycle. Laskowski at first walked. 1-2 on Ynesta, looking to get back the 2 runs Goldey-Beacom put up in the top half of this inning. Fights it off the end of the bat. Still 1-2. Bears got another great start from Joshua Lanham. 6 innings, 0 runs, 5 hits, 8 strikeouts. There were some hard-hit balls against him, but the Bear defense was on point, especially the outfield. 1-2. Grounded right side. Actually, right at second base. Maxwell throws up the line. And Ynesta's safe at first base. Laskowski out at second as Maxwell stepped on the bag. Chris Ramirez telling the base umpire that Maxwell didn't step on the bag. Maxwell, you can see him out there talking with Coach Ram, saying he dragged the foot. So Ynesta's safe, calling it a fielder's choice and not an error on Maxwell on the throw to first. So Metzler will be pinch hit for, I believe it's Hogan Stallings coming up. Trying to get some guys at bats here. Non-conference play with a big lead late. So Hogan Stallings will get an at-bat. Gardner-Webb transfer. Redshirt freshman from Wake Forest, NC. First plate appearance of the year for Hogan. And takes a borderline pitch outside for ball 1. 6'5", 250 is a big man in the left-handed batter's box. Ynesta with some speed at first, fakes the steal. Stallings lines a base hit up the middle. A pinch hit. RBI single for Hogan Stallings. Right off the bench. That's got to make his head coach really happy. The Bears get one back here in the 7th. It's 8-2. So Kuda scores his second run of the day. Driven in on the RBI from Stallings. And Luis Atiles, after he grounded out in his last at-bat, singled and scored in the big 4-run 4th inning. Two on, two out. Atiles through the right side for a base hit. They're sending Ynesta as it's misplayed in right field by Griffith. Stallings digging. He'll stop at third. And Luis Atiles, another RBI. And the Bears get back the 2 runs they gave up here in the 7th. Atiles' second hit of the day. And now 10 hits in the game for LR. And 3 this inning. today, offensively, obviously the three-run home run by Kuda was the big hit early. But today has been the epitome for the Bears of just not doing too much on offense. They were set down in order in the first 2 innings of this game. Chris Ramirez held a little conference with the hitters in the dugout before they went up to bat in the 3rd inning. And I think whatever he said in that meeting really resonated, because since then, it's been 10 hits and 9 runs in the 5 innings since. And Perino gets hit by the pitch. So after 2 clean innings for Atkinson in his first 2 innings out of the pen, this bottom of the 7th inning has not been kind. Eighth man to bat this inning is David Bell. And he hammers a ball left field. Lindsey at the wall, looking up. Grand slam. David Bell unloads the bases and breaks this thing wide open. Thirteen to 2. Unbelievable. The Bears have taken Goldey-Beacom to the woodshed so far this weekend. Fourth career home run for David Bell. And that's actually back-to-back grand slams for him. His last home run in 2021 against Coker on Valentine's Day, so almost a year to the day, was a grand slam. So pitching change for Goldey-Beacom will step aside. Huge Bear lead on the Bear Sports Network. So Atkinson chased after giving up a 6 spot here in the bottom of the 7th, capped off by the grand salami by David Bell. And the new pitcher for Goldey-Beacom is the lefty Dylan Biddle, sophomore from Media, Pennsylvania, 6 foot 200 pounds. Made 3 career appearances, 2 in 2020, 1 in 2021. Pitched 3 total innings given up 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Only faced 18 batters in his career at Goldey-Beacom, but gets a chance here as Jackson Brown is the 9th man to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. So Jackson Brown's 4th plate appearance of the day is strike 1 at the top of the zone. Fly out, walk, and a run scored, and a strikeout for Jackson, who made a really nice running catch in left field on Maxwell's deep hit right to the wall back in the 6th. 1-1. Second lefty Goldey-Beacom's thrown at the Bears today. Bears have yet to pitch a lefty this weekend, and that will continue in Game 2 today with Austin Edwards, the righty, on the hill. Just a huge explosion offensively. 11 hits all since the 3rd inning. And 13 runs. A 3-run home run by Kuda and a grand slam by Bell. The highlights. Two and two on Brown. Be interesting to see who's out of the pen next. I assume we're going to see some pinch hitters as well for the Bears in this, if this inning continues and into the 8th inning. Count is full on Brown. 2 outs. And the full count pitch, strike 3. Brown goes after what was probably ball 4, but the biggest inning of the season so far for LR. They get 6 runs, 4 hits, including the grand slam by David Bell, and lead it by 11 as we head to the 8th in Game 1 of 2 today on the Bears Sports Network.
Break great with Carolina West Wireless. Great new phones and a great customer experience, all on our great nationwide high-speed network. Stop by today and get big savings on select Samsung smartphones, like $350 off the Samsung Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus, and $350 off the Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. The great savings continue with 4 lines of unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. Celebrate great savings and go stay connected wherever your travels take you.
First appearance of the year for Cannon Butler out of the pen for LR. Graduate student from Cary. Went to Apex High School. Last year made 7 appearances out of the bullpen. 8 earned runs in 9 innings pitched. Struck out 13 hitters. He has been just one of the big leaders for the Bears off the field. Put his career on hold to come back and play one more season, using his COVID year this year. Had a bit of a medical setback in the late preseason, but so good to see him out here in the 8th inning. He's fought hard to be where he is right now, so great to see him get a chance and hopefully many more chances throughout this season. I don't want to say that this isn't a meaningful appearance because it most certainly is, but in a situation where the game is a lot closer than this particular one is. Facing 2, 3, and 4 in the Goldey-Beacom lineup. Maxwell still looking for his first hit of 2022. Nearly had a home run last time up in the 6th. And looks at ball one just off the plate there. Big hack and a miss there by Maxwell, who, I kind of understand it. At this point in the game, you're down 11. This game is probably lost, but swinging for the fences when he came up just short. Stands tall in the left-handed batter's box and looks at strike 2. Doesn't like the call. And the 1-2 from Butler. Ground ball, shortstop. One shortstop to the other. Atiles throws it wide. Perino not able to corral it. So Maxwell is aboard. See if that's scored in E6. It is. So Maxwell reaches on the error there by Atiles. Just a bit of a wide throw. Maxwell also, by the way, has 17,000 followers on TikTok. I was made aware of his TikTok today and found it. He actually posted one from Durham Field last night, so nice. Ground ball left side, foul. Not a big TikToker myself. My friend and stream producer Malik Ellis, on the other hand, that man loves his TikTok. I'm about a once a month consumer of the TikToks. Autry at the plate. He's 0 for 3. Looks at strike 2 from Butler, who's been sharp here to start. Induced the ground ball to Maxwell. Error was made by Atiles. Two flyouts and a ground out to the pitcher today for Autry, who will most likely catch game 2. He caught the game last night. Almost flies past Stober there on 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Marshall. All 13 runs for the Bears have come in 3 innings. 3 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and 6 in the 7th. So 3 big innings have propelled the Bears in this game. The 1-2. Back to the screen. Looks like it could be Andy Cook next for the Bears. He's getting loose down in the bullpen. Just really feel good to see Butler out there as Maxwell was caught flat-footed there at first base and just stumbles back to the bag. Another 1-2 delivering from Butler. A little bit tight to the righty. Autry, 2-2. Defense straight up. Outfield pretty deep for the Bears. Another offering. This one's flared to left field. This could be trouble and will drop in front of Brown for a base hit. Autry just muscled that out there off the handle. Does a little fake celebration over there at first base. The first 2 men are aboard here against Butler in the 8th. First one wasn't Butler's fault. Eighth hit of the game for Goldey-Beacom. All of them singles. Still in search of their first extra base hit of the weekend. This one's chopped left side. Atiles, and it's through. Maxwell will stop at third. I think Atiles thought that Ynesta might try to cut that ball off, but it was too far to Ynesta's left, and it skipped into left field for a base hit. So Musey gets his second hit of the day. Derek Beasley will make a trip to the mound. Couple of not really hard hit balls. First one off the handle of Autry's bat that dropped in. Second one was a seeing eye chopper through the left side off the bat of Musey. And Maxwell on third base reached on the error. So if there was ever a bases loaded, no out situation that the pitcher didn't really deserve, I think it's this situation right here in Cannon Butler. Stuck around, was recruited and played for the previous coaching staff here at LR. Stuck around when Coach Ramirez and staff took over in late 2019, ahead of the 2020 season. And Meganson, who's 3 for 3 today, has a third of the Goldey-Beacom hits in the game, digs in. Also scored the first run back in the 7th on the wild pitch from Collette. Trying to continue his good day at the plate. 1-1, called strike at the knees. Cannon, who has the affectionate nickname of K9 from his teammates, works from the stretch with the bases loaded. 2-1. K9 would be a cooler nickname if he was number 9. That's my guy Kenneth Walker III from Michigan State's nickname, but he actually was number 9, so that made sense. Always got to get some Spartan reference in each broadcast. 2-2. As Meganson has a big hack and a miss there. Tried to get the grand slam back that David Bell hit last half inning. Was not able to. Infield back for the Bears. Definitely will concede the run for a pair of outs. The 2-2. Chopper left side and through again for a base hit. Goldey-Beacom going station to station, but they have 3 hits in this inning, and all 3 of them are not very hard hit. But they push across a run here in the 8th after getting 2 in the 7th. Mason scores, so Meganson's 4 for 4 today. That is the definition of manufacturing a run right there for Goldey-Beacom. And they can do some more damage here with still nobody out in the inning. Demetrius Johnson, who scored the second run last inning in the 7th, steps in and looks at ball 1 low. Butler's kind of 3/4 sidearm delivery brings ball 2. The sun is shining. I think the quarter zip's going to come off between innings. Challenged on the inner half there was Johnson, and he fouled it off. Bases juice for Demetrius. And that one flies behind him, but it bounces right off the brick and back to Stober, so everyone will stay put. Don't forget, we've got game 2 coming up as quickly as we can after this one ends. This would have been a really optimal game for it to be 7 innings, but no luck. And there's ball 4. So Butler walks in a run as Demetrius Johnson gets an RBI on the bases loaded walk. And I think that will end the day for Cannon. Unfortunate. Starts off with an error, 3 seeing eye singles, and then a walk. End his day. So we'll have a pitching change. New arm coming in for the Bears when you come back.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
New arm for the Bears is Roland Thiveridge. In big jam here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Error, 3 singles and a walk so far for Goldey-Beacom in this half inning. Has pushed 2 runs across. The Lightning have gotten 2 in each of the last 2 innings. Probably wishing they would have made the most of their chances a little earlier in the game. Roland's second appearance of the year, pitched 1 scoreless inning in the opening series against Emmanuel. As the first pitch is in the dirt, Stober blocks it, everybody stays put. So Cannon Butler not able to record an out, but kind of feel for him because inning started with an error. Texas League single from Autry, and then 2 ground ball singles through the left side from Musey and Meganson. Second pitch is a called strike at the knees to Marlon Lindsay. Who is 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Nice play made by Atiles at shortstop the last time Lindsay was up. Turned up the gas that time. Fouled it back to the screen, 1-2. Ground ball here would be really nice for the Bears and nice for all of us to get this thing moving. And the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt again. Stober's when pretty good back there behind the dish. The 1 pass ball with the man on third that allowed the run to score in the 7th. But other than that, really good. They haven't even tried to run on him. This is the bottom of the Goldey-Beacom order coming up here. Another one low. Bears just got to come into the zone and come after these guys. If they hit it, so be it. This is game 3 of a 13-game homestand. As that one's line foul. Look out over here as everyone hits the deck. Fan got hit off the bounce, but everyone watching the game down the third base line to my left here just went down like bowling pins. Full count pitch. Grounded foul again. Asher Lauderdale, one of our triathletes here at LR, who also does some photography for our department on the side, is now second-guessing his spot, I think, down here on the warning track just next to the Bear dugout. Another full count pitch, swing and a miss. Lindsay helps Thiveridge out there and goes after High Cheese, and he's the first out of the 8th. So Roland gets a strikeout. He had one in the inning he pitched previously. All of these runners on base belong to Cannon Butler, so a clean slate statistically for Roland. And a strike on the corner to Dalen Griffith, who has struck out in his last 2 at-bats after a single back in the 3rd inning. 10 hits in the game for Goldey-Beacom. They were only able to muster 2 yesterday. Only 1 fewer than the Bears, 11 in this game. But they've kind of gone station to station. All 10 hits in this game are singles. Game 2 right after this, and then game 2 today, game 3 of the series, and game 4 of the series tomorrow at noon here at Durham Field. Touch low on that fastball, 2-1. Musi on third. Meganson on second. Johnson on first. This one chopped way up in the air, left side, and no play as everybody's safe. That's one product of the turf as that thing bounced 40 feet into the air, and by the time it came down, all the Lightning base runners had reached the next base. So an infield single and an RBI for Dalen Griffith. The 4th hit of the game, or 4th hit of the inning, rather, for Goldey-Beacom. All singles. Now Adam Slavin. Pitchers are making Stober work in this inning. He's been up to the challenge so far. Two 2-0. Down and away with the fastball there. And I said it last at bat, I'll say it again. Just got to challenge these Goldey-Beacom hitters, especially at the bottom of the lineup. The 2-0. There's a strike at the knees, 2-1. So that last run charged to Butler. Again, a very unfortunate outing for him. And I mean that in a very literal way, as Stober can't squeeze that one. But again, not far enough for anyone to go anywhere with the bases loaded. And it's 3-1. Bears have already walked in a run this inning. This has not been a very crisp finish to this game. Strike 2 as Slavin had thrown the bat down. But that's right at the top of the zone. The count is full now, with the bases juiced and one gone here in the top of the 8th, and an 8-run lead for Lenoir-Rhyne. Battle of the hyphenated teams this weekend, Goldey-Beacom and Lenoir-Rhyne. Big pitch here. Here it comes. He got him on strikes. 2 strikeouts out of the pen for Roland Thiveridge. 2 gone. Ninth man to bat this inning. It's the leadoff man, Johnny Campus. Maxwell led things off, reached on an error. Stober will call time and head to the mound. And Chris Ramirez will now follow him. In a pitching change. So Thiveridge gets 2 outs. Does his job. And now Braden Houston will come in. He was one of the hero pitchers on Tuesday in the game against Barton. Came into a situation very similar to this. Believe, if my memory serves, when he came in, there were runners on the corners, a 3-0 count on the batter. He was able to bounce back and strike out that batter who he came into the game behind 3-0 on. Earned the win in that game after the Perino walk-off home run. But the game was tied in the 6th, or in the 9th, and it looked like Barton was poised to take the lead in the top of the 9th inning, and Houston came in and completely closed the door. Back-to-back strikeouts to end that inning. And he earned the win and comes into a not quite the same type of pressure situation with an 8-run lead, but still the bases loaded. And the leadoff man for Goldey-Beacom, Johnny Campus, coming to the dish. Braden, the redshirt junior from Iowa City, Iowa, transferred from Southeastern Community College. So far, inning in 2/3 this year. Pitched also a scoreless inning in the opening. 3 runs home for Goldey-Beacom. Strike 1, right at the bottom of the zone. Bears took 3 out of 4 from Emmanuel to open the season. On a classic walk-off game here against Barton at a midweek on Tuesday. 0-2 as Campus beats that one into the ground foul. Yesterday, wire-to-wire, 5-0 dominating shutout victory over this Lightning team. Jumped ahead 7-0 today. Goldey-Beacom cut it to 7-2. Then it became 13-2. And now it's 13-5. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Houston does what he does. Stober, they say they didn't finish the out, but now Stober will. And the side is officially retired. So Houston comes in, strikes out Campus, and the damage is limited to 3. Final frame coming up after this on the Bear Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Just like he did in the 7th, Bryce Stober leads things off here in the 8th. The Bears, both teams actually, send all 9 men to the plate in the 8th inning. LR gets, in the last 2 innings, so LR in the bottom of the 7th, as Stober lines a base hit over the outstretched glove of Slavin at third base. Bryce's 3rd hit of the day. LR looking to add some more insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So LR sends all 9 of the men to the plate and scores 6 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning, capped off by the grand slam by David Bell. And now Wade Kuda will be pinch hit for here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Brett Urey who gets the call. Redshirt sophomore from Cherryville, NC. Transferred in from Catawba Valley, which has been a pipeline to LR. As Urey lofts a base hit inside the left field line. Stober hustles for third and is in without a throw. Loses his hat, but got a great jump. And back-to-back singles in the bottom of the 8th inning for Stober and Brett Urey. Brett, who got the start in the 2nd game at Emmanuel, went 1 for 3 with a pair of RBIs that day, so that's his 2nd hit of the season. So we've got pinch hitter by committee here, as now Laskowski will be pinch hit for by Kai Montano. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Kai, the redshirt freshman from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Making his Bayer debut. Redshirt in 21. Top of the zone for a called strike. Dylan Biddle's still on the mound for Goldey-Beacom. Finished off the 7th inning after Atkinson ran into a bunch of trouble after he ended up giving up the grand slam to Bell. Biddle came in, got the last 2 outs of that inning, and now is ahead 1-2 on Montano, who waves and misses. Single by Stober, single by Brett Urey. Put runners on the corners here in the bottom of the 8th. Goldey-Beacom has gotten all 5 of their runs in the last 2 innings. Bears trying to answer back here and open up a bigger lead, I should say, before the 9th as Montano chases and strikes out for the first out. So now Ynesta, who gets another at-bat after an 0-for-4 start. Has a 6-game hitting streak to begin 2022 and his LR career, but in jeopardy of losing that here in this game. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th and came around to score on the Bell grand slam. Watches ball 1 high. Ynesta way back in the box, which I think is smart. Like, at this level, everyone's throwing 80s, 90s. Why not give yourself as much chance as you can to see the baseball? Like, if you're moved up in the box, you're only taking reaction time away from yourself. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but that just seems like common sense. 3-0 on Ynesta. But you see hitters all the time, no matter what team they are, right up in the front of the box, which I guess every person's timing is different. 4-pitch walk to Ynesta, who seems to be a little annoyed by that. But now the bases are loaded here for Hogan Stallings, who pinch hit in the 7th for Metzler and knocked in a run before the grand slam. Actually, now he will be pinch hit for himself. And Andy Lopez will get an at-bat. Redshirt senior from Chicago. In 41 career at-bats for the Bears, has a .390 average. 2 homers, 13 RBIs combined over the last 2 years. Big swing and a miss there. Andy went to Brother Rice High School in Chicagoland. And a big opportunity here to drive in some runs. Slider stays up, 1-1. Back over the screen, 1-2. Lopez called Lope by his teammates. Baseball is really the great nickname game. Other sports have, players get nicknames in every sport, but I feel like the best ones always come from baseball. Maybe I'm a little biased, but the 1-2. Almost hits him, 2-2. Glad you're with us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon as the clock is about to strike 3 o'clock. Things were just absolutely cruising along. We were just about at 2 hours when we began the 7th inning, but some long half innings since then as Lopez shoots that one foul out of play down the right field line. It's really slowed us down here. We've had 11 combined runs in the last 3 half innings. 6 for the Bears, 5 for Goldey-Beacom. Lopez gets plunked. Almost got plunked a couple pitches ago and picks up an RBI in his first plate appearance of 22. Bases loaded, hit by pitch. Back to a 9-run lead. So Stober scores his third run of the day in the 9-hole. He'd been on a little funk the past couple games, but right back in the saddle here today. And now Lopez, after getting hit by the pitch, will be pinch run for. Max LaCroix, redshirt sophomore from Asheville, will come in. Lewis today, 2 for 4, pair of runs scored, 2 ground ball singles right up the middle. Doesn't like that call at the top of the zone, 0-2. Lewis, whose relative, Wilfredo Tejada, back in 1986, played for the old Montreal Expos, and you have to be of a certain age to remember actually watching the Expos play. I am not of that age. Attiles fouls it off, still 0-2. Yuri at third, Ynesta at second, LaCroix at first. The 0-2 again. Tapped into the glove of Campus for strike 3. So Attiles goes down for the second time today. And now Perino will get a chance with the bases loaded to, this thing is already broken open, but to break it open even more. And now time called, because I think we had one of those time warnings, or I should say pitch speed warnings, as in time between pitches. So things have crept to just about a halt here in the late innings. Still with another game to go. There was discussion about playing a doubleheader yesterday and not Sunday because of the forecast, but it has improved enough where they feel like they can get the game in tomorrow. Perino stumbles out of the box after he swings and misses there for strike 1. Forecast says 49 degrees and scattered showers tomorrow, so if you're watching at home, Perino gets plunked for the second time today. And another run home for the Bears, who get number 15 of this game 1. So Cook hit the zone, and it's a called strike. And grounds this one through the left side. Past Slavin. They stop LaCroix at third. Ryan Healy, pinch hit. RBI single. Nine runs over the last 2 innings. I hope our new score bug goes into the 20s there, Malik. Because it could happen. Jackson Brown at the dish. That's the first career RBI in the LR red and black for Ryan Healy, by the way.
More than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Bears 3 outs away from their third straight victory. We'll take the first two of this series. Big lead right now, 16-5 over Goldey-Beacom. Andy Cook is on to finish things off. 6'4", 200-pound lefty from right here in Hickory. Went to Hickory Christian Academy. Played basketball and baseball. 3-time all-conference player there. And facing 2, 3, and 4 in the Goldey-Beacom lineup, led off by Mason Maxwell, off here in the 9th. Had 2 triples a year ago in that season where he hit .415. And his first hit of 22 is a 3-bagger. Autry waves and misses at strike 1. Brown in left field. In hindsight, that maybe should have been Brown's ball in left field. This one definitely is Brown's ball in left field. Gets over towards the line and makes a running catch. Maxwell will tag and score. So it is a sac fly and an RBI for Marshall Autry. Puts the 6th run on the board for Goldey-Beacom, all in the last 3 innings against the Bear bullpen. So I was talking up the LR bullpen, and it certainly did not matter in this game with the huge lead. But the numbers are going to be a little higher than they were starting today. So Maxwell scores his 2nd run of the day. All in the last 2 innings. The pinch hitter for Goldey-Beacom is Baginski, who got 1 pinch hit at bat late yesterday. Strike at the bottom of the zone. So, some positivity here for Goldey-Beacom, at least offensively late, which they'll try to use, I'm sure, to propel themselves into Game 2. Slider misses wide to Michael Baginski, the sophomore from Millville, New Jersey. 5 games, 3 starts a year ago. grounded out in his one pinch hit at bat yesterday. Called strike at the knees. 2-2. By the way, LR men's lacrosse victorious today over North Greenville, 16-11. So good bounce back win for the Bears after the loss to UIndy to start the season. Baginski fouls this one off out of play near the statue over there up the hill. Nice crowd on a Saturday. Lined up and down the foul lines in the stands behind home plate. And the 2-2. Good take by Baginski, who thought about it but held back full count. And the payoff pitch. He got him on strikes. Froze him on the inside corner. 2 outs. After 15 strikeouts by Bear pitching today. That's number 11. "15 strikeouts yesterday, 11 today." And in a pinch hit roll, there's a hit by pitch there as Jake Vitale gets a pinch hit and gets a pinch hit. Freshman from Laurel Springs, New Jersey, on the first pitch he sees, heads to first base. A strike from Andy Cook to another pinch hitter. This is Matt Benner, freshman from Souderton, Pennsylvania. "6A state champions at Souderton High School in PA back in 2019 for Matt. He's quickly down 0-2. So he's pinch hitting for Demetrius Johnson. The Bears 1 strike away. Cook almost struck out Benner there, but he decided to wisely hold back. So Joshua Lanham in line for the win. He'll be 2-0 this year. 12 innings, 6 innings in each of his 2 starts. And Cook ends it. 10-run win for the Bears. 16-6, the final. 4 huge innings for LR propel them to a 10-run victory here in Game 1 of our doubleheader. Lanham the win. DiMartino the loss. And the Bears will try to make it a clean sweep today in the doubleheader coming up in about a half hour. For now, Eric Bach saying so long from Durham Field. We'll talk to you in a half hour for Game 2.